everyone, I'm Ariana and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I specifically got this request from my mom. My mom said, Ariana, maybe you should make some videos for people who know literally nothing about makeup. Like, start from the beginning. So today's video, I'm going to start from the very beginning, and it's going to be all about foundation and choosing the best foundation for you and your preferences and your skin type. The best way to apply foundation, etc, etc. So if you're interested in watching that kind of video, please continue watching. My number one tip for having a very smooth foundation application is to use a primer. Now the type of primer is going to depend on your skin type and also your personal preferences. You can use a mattifying primer, you can use a color correcting primer like some of the e.l.f. ones I've used in my previous videos. My favorite one is the correcting green because it corrects redness in your skin. I don't have any today, I kind of ran out, but I do have the tone adjusting primer in lavender, and this is supposed to correct for any yellowness. You could pick a luminous primer like my e.l.f. Radiant Glow that has little sparkles in it, and some of them are just have like a sheen to them. My favorite primer to use is pore filling primers because I feel like it fills in all my little bumps and skin imperfections. I really like the NYX Angel Veil for that. This one is a skin perfecting primer. It really makes your foundation go on super smooth. But right now my favorite primer is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer Perfecting Primer. The title of it is weird, but this stuff really minimizes your fine lines and it smooths out your pores so that your foundation goes on top of a clean base. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and apply this while I talk about some other things. And you can put this all over your face or you can just put it in your problem areas. I like to put it all over my face because this stuff really does something for my foundation. Even if I use the worst foundation I have, it still makes my foundation look good somehow, magically. And we already know what I'm gonna do with my hair. I don't know why I don't just put it up at the beginning of every video. And if you notice, I don't have my screen today. And that's because I actually cleaned my room. I finally got my paintings hung, so I thought it looked nice. I just wanted to show you all my room, I guess, now that I've gotten it straightened out a little bit. Moving right along to your actual foundation. Now that you've picked the correct primer for your skin, whatever that is, the type of foundation that you use is also going to depend on your personal skin type and also your personal preferences. If you have dry skin, you may want to go with a more luminous foundation, something that's going to give your skin a little bit more life, more glow to it. If you have more oily skin, you might want to go with a matte foundation to kind of take away some of that shine that comes naturally to your face. I actually have normal skin, meaning my skin is neither too dry or too oily. If I had to pick, I would say that it leans a little more towards the oily side, but for the most part it's not overly oily. But I do generally tend to go for a matte foundation, although I love a luminous foundation every now and again. Your choices of foundation also range from being sheer coverage to being full coverage. If you're someone who really wants to cover imperfections on your skin, like you have a lot of it scarring or dark circles or what have you, if you just really want to cover your skin, then a full coverage, a medium to buildable or a full coverage foundation may be for you. If you're just looking to kind of smooth out some lines but you don't necessarily want it to be a flawless finish, maybe a sheer foundation would be best. And then you have the option of going either, you can go the powder foundation route or you can go the liquid foundation route. It seems like the trend is to go more the liquid foundation route. That's going to give you the most coverage, it's going to really apply super seamlessly, but sometimes it can be a little too much, it can give you kind of the cake face. So if you're not into that, maybe go for a powder foundation instead to give you more of a natural finish. I can't recommend any powder foundations to you all because I don't use powder foundations, but I know my mom just purchased the Milani powder foundation and I'm not sure if she's used it yet, but if she says that she likes it, then I'll let you know. I prefer a liquid foundation. I feel like it gives me a really nice base. It gives me the coverage that I want, even if it's just a sheer finish. My favorite foundation of all time right now is the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Foundation. I love this stuff. This stuff doesn't crease on me. It gives me medium coverage, which is what I want. I don't like full coverage. This foundation is $35 at Sephora only. You can only get it at Sephora. But in my opinion, it's 1000% worth it. I would buy this again. If I had unlimited funds, I would probably only use this foundation. But I know that a lot of people don't want to spend $35 on a foundation. I honestly cannot give you a drugstore option though that matches up to this because I just like this one so much. I will say that the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation is pretty good. I like the coverage. It doesn't really make me look cakey or anything like that, but it is a lot thicker. Keep that in mind, but I do like this one. I use the shade Soft Beige. I also have the shade True Beige, but that one's a little warm for me right now since it's the winter. My Fenty, I use the shade 300, and it's a perfect match for me. I absolutely love it. Couldn't recommend it more. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my Fenty today since I'm really feeling it. This foundation is a little bit liquidy, and I'll squirt some out so you can see. It does kind of run a little bit. The best way to apply a foundation like this, use my mirror, is to use a brush. Ordinarily, with a thicker foundation, I would use my beauty sponge, and I'm going to show you all of this in a second. But for this foundation in particular, I really prefer to use a brush. And this is the brush that I use for this foundation in particular. I use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This thing is $6, and I couldn't have picked a better brush for this. I like the Wet n Wild one that I tried in my last video, but this one's better. And I like to apply it by buffing it out onto my skin and all the places that I want to be covered up. So the other option for applying your foundation is to use a beauty sponge. I would definitely recommend using it wet, no matter what beauty sponge you get. This is not a beauty blender. The beauty blender is the original beauty sponge. It's $20. It's way too much money for me. I bought this from Marshall's for like $3. No, I bought it from TJ Maxx for about $3, and I love it. It's super soft. I would try to find a beauty sponge with this shape specifically so that you can get into the inner corners with this pointed tip here. You could also use one that's shaped like this. It's got a nice curve to it so you can get into your cheekbone areas, your jawbone areas. But it's really up to personal preference. These are the two most popular sponge shapes that I've seen, but I definitely prefer this one here. I don't like to use the sponge with a foundation that's too watery like my Fenty because it just soaks up all the foundation. That's why I prefer to use a brush. So there you have it. That is pretty much it for this video. I'm not going to go into concealer or blush or any of that other stuff. I'm going to try to make separate videos for everything. However, if you do see me with the same background and the same outfit and the same foundation in my next video, it's because I'm about to film it right after this. So keep a lookout for that. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below if you like this video. Tell me your favorite foundation, tell me your favorite primer in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I just recently hit 20 subscribers, which is so awesome, because when I started I had a big old goose egg. But yeah, like this video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I guess I'll see you next time.